penis, penis, penis. That's what you edit out. That's what's going to guaranteed be staying in. You know that.
That's what you shouldn't be.
We're going to have the remix later. It's going to be like, bop, 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 penis, penis, penis.
Penis rules
bop,
this
bop,
country. So, like, that's what you got to leave in there.
Alright, so I really haven't tested out these mics, and I might as well do everything half-assed because I already always do everything half-assed. And because, well...
But I got Pro Tools.
But I never use it, yeah, exactly. So, the first 2 podcasts went up, and the few comments I got were, wow, this guy sounds like he's high as shit. They both sound high as shit. And I'm like, wow, I actually wasn't at that time. And I'm not really going to be, you know, fact-checking my highness from now on.
Not where we were going.
No, it's not what we were expected, but that was the feedback. So can anyone tell a difference? Do I sound different now? Probably not. Okay, so it's up in the air. I wasn't high then. Am I now? Doesn't matter.
I think you're alright.
Doesn't matter. But what...
I think I sound the same high as I do sober, except for I'm just a little bit more loquacious with my words.
Loquacious?
You know? I like that word.
Is that a... You want it a little closer, buddy. Come in a little closer. We need to get...
I learned that word in, debate team in 9th grade.
Oh, okay. So that was the exact thing...
That was the debate team that I missed out
that this guy wasn't able to do.
So I have no idea what it means. Is it like a adjective for queef?
No. Loquacious is somebody who is well versed. Somebody who is well versed. Somebody who is good with words. So whenever I get stoned, I start to use a lot of fucking big ass words that I'm using properly for once in my life. They were just stored somewhere in the back. You know, not used properly throughout all the sober and, drunk times.
Yeah, so without the right substances, the connections don't fit.
You get that stutter, you get that stammer in there. You know, your brain's pushing to get a proper word out when you're sober. Without it, that wall goes down, you know? Now you're stoned and it's just like free-flowing.
It's a better flow.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Speaking of which, I better actually text Katie to say that she should expect a crowd when she does come home in an hour. Because I almost kind of thought our little wacky adventure would have come and gone by now.
I really did too.
You never fucking know with me or either of you two, so... Oh well.
If anybody got me in trouble today, it's you. I did not get you in trouble. I'm not even possible to get him in trouble.
I can't... there's no way that I would ever be left off the hook. No matter what ends up happening, it's always my fault.
Regardless
so it doesn't matter.
Situation.
Yeah, I mean,
Damn,
really...
you should have known better to let him do that.
None of that thought process is ever, like, vocalized, but it's definitely there. Usually it's just...
Yeah.
Again?
Really? Like, and that's as far as it goes. Yeah, because, like, I know it's there, but it doesn't need to be said because we've already...
It's kind of like, Dan, how was your day hanging out with Himmler? What that translates in subtext is, did Himmler get super drunk and pee on anything? Oh, it was a good day. That translates to no. He didn't. Well, things
where
went
did you...
weird.
Did you actually...
That goes...
Did you find somewhere to pee, or did you pee at the vape store that we hated?
No, I peed behind the dumpster.
Okay.
Yeah, I did pee behind the dumpster.
All right, we don't need to tell which dumpster.
In Greensburg, by the record store.
See that?
Near the bus station.
Now Dave's going to be like, why does my dumpster smell like pee?
I guarantee that's not his dumpster.
No, why doesn't it smell like my pee? Only my pee.
This isn't my pee. This isn't my pee. This isn't my pee.
Alright, so here we go. Recording podcast on back porch.
Multiple people.
With multiple people.
Don't tell her what multiple people.
Yeah, she'll figure it out.
She's gonna ask anyway.
She'll be just as irritated that this is all, this whole thought process is all recorded.
It is her house.
There's no backpedaling out of this.
There, and it's multiple people. So the multiple people are who, Dan? I guarantee you that's coming next.
The next relay who?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll let her stew a little bit. But
because we have Hitler and Mussolini here. Stalin's gonna show up later. We'll let her worry.
Right. Well, I mean, if I've resurrected any corpses, you know, she's going to be as surprised as anybody that I've pulled it off.
But I think it's the trying to resurrect the corpses that's the problem, not actually achieving it.
I don't think she'd be surprised if I was trying to, though. I don't think, like, not that I've come close to any sort of witchcraft kind of thing, but
Rachel would not be surprised.
It wouldn't be a big leap from the things that I've, like...
But my thing would be, like, look, I was playing video games while microwaving you a cup of tea, and I left a spoon in for some reason with, like, an onk of, you know, Odin, and the dead came alive. I'm sorry, while making your tea. Mine would be purely by accident. Yours is like, well, I was trying to raise the dead, and for the first 3 hours it didn't happen, but then I put on some, you know, coconut oil on my bad elbow, and all of a sudden, out in the ground they sprung.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, yours would be happen circumstance, you know. I wasn't trying to, but hey, good looks.
Right. Okay, so the experiment here, and that's the reason for the video, we're going to edit out basically all of the video here. If it goes on YouTube, it'll be audio only until the moment where we're snorting this weird powder. If we want to do that publicly or not is yet to be determined, but that'll be the thing.
I don't care. I just want my line to be longer than your line.
See, here's the thing. Whenever you ominously say this weird powder, everybody's going to assume that it's way worse than what it is.
Well, I mean,
already I'm almost at bath salts. All right. Hey, Jason, you want some weird powder? Look, if it was Coke, he would have said Coke. If it was anything else, he would have said it.
There was
bath salts. It must be.
There was a. I want to say. Oh. I think convenience store or pharmacy is the wrong word to use. I think it was more like a local store, you know, like the penny candy.
Like a corner store?
Yeah, okay, like a corner store kind of place, you know, smokes and, you know, bread, milk, and such. Down in Wilmerding. Or maybe it was Wall. When I was living down in Pitcairn. And they actually made a decent living off of bath salts before it became
face eating.
Yes, but before it became known.
Before it was, you know, the Tampa Bay zombie powder.
The 11 o'clock news, you know, like the breaking story at 5.
I've never done bath salts. I've never seen bath salts.
Yeah, I never saw them because they were like, what I had heard is they were at like truck stops and shit, like sold in a jar that looked like it could have been fucking bath salts, like colored crystals, like salt crystals or something. But it's, what were the...
No, there were actual companies.
They were labeling them as such.
As bath salts.
Right.
But they were, and it really was a product.
It was a product
somebody just realized
was it a product
that if
you
you
were supposed to put into your bathtub?
Yes.
Okay, but somebody
like
said...
take me away.
Yeah, I got that. So somebody said, though, you know, I'm going to put this up my nose instead of the bathtub, and that's where it all took off.
Well, I'm sure somebody was probably a chemist that figured that out in the first place.
Look, still, I don't give a fuck if you're a chemist or not. The idea of you going, you know what? Why should I put this in my bath when I can put it in my car? Is an insane thing to say. So saying, why should I put it in my bath when I can put this up my nose, equally damaging in itself.
Well, a lot of the bath salts that I had heard about
really hate sleep
that were labeled as that, it
was
hate
sleep.
It was like mephedrone or something. So it was like a form of methamphetamine that's just a slight molecular structure difference, and they were able to do it because of the like there's some kind of like isotope or I forget what it's called, but it's like a slight derivative of like the molecular structure of whatever fucking illegal drug there is.
It's kind of one of those things that like adding this one chemical to it
makes it different, but it's legal.
Right,
yeah.
throws it out from all the illegal substances.
Until they made a law about that sort of thing. I forget what the word is, but there were a lot of like psychedelics and amphetamines and all kinds of different like molecular derivatives that were slightly similar to like PCP or whatever.
Designer drugs.
Yeah, and that's what it was the designer drugs. You order the
Yeah,
stuff.
It was more like it was more
the gray
like,
area
how close
stuff.
can we get to this drug?
Right.
And then what do we market it as?
Yeah, so the mephedrone was like a slight variation of either cocaine or methamphetamine or PCP. Some of them were it was like alpha PVP and then there was like the weed ones too. It's like the K2
K9,
and the spice and all that stuff. It was like a derivative of either a cannabinoid or THC or whatever it was, and they're dissolving the powder they ordered from China onto some herbs, kind of like the stuff that I smoke, but without the herbs mixed on. Yeah, you dissolve it with usually high-grade alcohol, and you put it.
So wait a second, it ended up being boiled down to being just like fries.
Yeah.
Dipped in formaldehyde. It
Right.
was that kind of an aspect. You just take something, you dip it in
take
something
some,
else.
yeah,
in
you
liquid
take
form,
some like
let
powdered
it dry
herb,
out, and then you fuck yourself up on it.
right? And it was a novel chemical that most people had no experience with, and was legal and was in like a gray area where it was sold as not for human consumption and things like that. Where I don't know how different this is.
All I can say is I wish I was actually there for the beginning process. I wish
Where
I
I
was
ordered
there.
this?
No, no. I wish I was there whenever the first person like gave somebody else a dose of bath salts.
I wish I worked in the Calgon factory when the guy fell into the vat and stayed up for 18 days.
Exactly. That's what I want. I want to be that person if somebody goes, look, I just kind of threw this together. How about you give it a shot? I want to be that test dummy. And I mean, not like, you know, a government chemical facility where they're like, we guarantee this will fuck your day up.
Right.
I mean like a homebrew area where somebody's not cooking up something in their kitchen, but they're still like mixing things together, but they're like, look, this can go really good for you,
In theory,
or it can go really bad for you.
This is supposed to be great.
But you're going to be the first,
it.
yeah, you're going to be the first person to check it out. Give it a shot. I would be all about that.
So you want to be the first to try
I would
whatever
totally,
the substance is.
absolutely, without a doubt.
All right.
I love that.
So I don't fucking know anybody else who would have ever ordered this shit because it's called Hah-pey.
Rape.
Right.
Rape.
It's spelled like rape with
a
a little
fancy
line on the
thing
E. Okay, so it's a
What's that shit
tobacco
called?
Hah-pey.
No,
Oh.
no, the thing above the E.
Oh,
Give a fuck
is
about
it like a tilde or something like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I thought it started with an E, like in
Oh.
epa or a something tone.
The
or-
schwa.
Yeah, you know, like a schwa. Yeah, we all know what a schwa is.
That was a cool cartoon in the 80s.
Schwa?
The
It's like-
Shmoo.
Oh, the
What?
schmoo.
The shmoo?
The Shmoo. Remember, he looked like a little half ghost, half marshmallow looking thing.
Absolutely
Wasn't
not.
around for very long.
You just made that shit up.
You want to see it?
I'm saying you fucking made it up.
Look it up.
Google
I've never
that
heard of a
shit.
Look it
shmoo.
up. Shmoo.
All right.
Audience, have you heard of the schmoos? Not a fucking chance.
I guarantee it's
Look, I'm a fucking connoisseur of 80s shit because that's when I grew
I
up.
can get.
And I love stupid stuff, but I've never heard of a schmoo.
Don't tempt me. Okay, we could go.
I'm
on.
gonna
We
put
could
a
do a
dollar-
whole hour on
I'm
that.
going to put $1 on this.
How do you spell
There's
that
$1
shit?
on the line.
I think it's SCHMU.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is. Schmoo.
Now wait a second, is he a character from another fucking cartoon? Because if he's from
He had
another
his own show.
Oh!
He had his own show.
It's not
I don't know
his
if he was
show?
on another transfer.
The character first appeared in his classic comic strip Lil Abner in August 31st, 1948.
Until
Well, it said like it was a cartoon creature created by Al Cap,
Yeah, he
1909
died
to
in
1979.
I guarantee it stopped in 79, makes it not a product of the 80s.
Ah,
I
see,
win.
He's one of those,
he always
right?
has to win, doesn't he?
it's one of those.
He's like,
I'm
shotgun!
right there with you.
I'll snap your neck if you
Listen,
get
if
that
anybody's
vaccine.
right,
Specific next time.
if anybody's right, we got to figure
I
out
was
who it
close.
is, right?
I was
We can't
close.
let any of that shit be waiting,
You tell
floating in
me.
the air
Okay,
to
I
find
win.
out
I win
that,
if I spell
oh
it
yeah,
correctly.
One
maybe
of-
you're right. No,
One
we
of
got to
your-
figure it
One
out.
of your
I
12
win
viewers
if I
could
spelled
point
it
this out
correctly.
to us.
SCHMU.
No, you're right. It's a character.
SHMOO.
SHMOO. It's a thing.
2 O's, not 3. You said 3.
S-H-M-O-O.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
We can fact check
That thing was kind of scary.
the audio. Yeah, rewind that. Let's figure that out.
Look, who brought
All right, so we need the straws.
Yeah,
When
need
do we
straws.
want it? We should probably do this before
they're in the
Katie
kitchen.
comes home because she's going to be even more
Press
irritated.
pause. It's in the kitchen.
They're
When we're
paused.
there is. I could pause it, or you
Do you have
guys
an
can
awesome
like
glass
yap.
mirror?
Hey,
I don't think so.
where are your keys at in case this really gets out of hand and you two end up going crazy on me?
Wait a second. Why is it me and Dan all of a sudden? I hold it to me being crazy. I'm cool with that. He seems a little low key.
No. I mean like bad drug reaction type stuff. You know, you're like
seems
puking
really low key.
or. No, I'm saying after this.
Yeah, still low key. I already told Dan I want like most of this. I want to take most of this as one time. That's my problem with new things. Like, look at this. There doesn't seem much in this. I could totally put all this on my fucking nose, no problem. I don't see why it's an issue. How much did that cost? I'll pay him right now. You want to experiment with this new thing, Dan? Let me try to OD on it first.
Yeah.
And then you can try it
All right.
from there.
I've dialed 911 and...
Yeah, no. Nowadays, we're not like kids anymore, man. Now we can actually dial 911 and wait to hit send. See, when we were watching our parents fight...
you're right.
when we were watching our parents fight...
There's an entire bag in there.
Where?
In your refrigerator.
Oh, you put them in the fridge.
I put everything in the fridge. Remember, I had rock stars and...
Oh, okay.
And the straws are in there.
Yeah. I didn't hear that fridge part.
I think he already did some when he was in the bathroom.
Fuck that. When we were kids, I tell you what, it came... My girlfriend, when I got into a relationship with her, she had a 3-year-old daughter already. And I had a vasectomy, so no kids for us. Yay. But I've been raising this little girl as my own, and she's like 8, turning on 9 now. And it is a horror show to think. I download all of her music, and right now all of her music consists of Kid Bop's album. Okay, that's all she's allowed to listen to. Eventually, she's going to branch off on her own, download her own shit. I got that. I understand. She will never know the awesomeness that resides in a hidden track. She will never know what it's like to turn to the last album or the last song on a CD and be like, oh, it's over, and be too fucking lazy to get up and stop the CD, and then 15 minutes later, you hear fucking a song or a laugh track or a joke or outtakes. She will never experience any of that shit. Fuck, I don't even let her touch my record. She can experience vinyl either.
You talking about Rachel or the...
Alexa. her
Alexa,
daughter.
alright.
She's never gonna know.
Well, I would say that I probably would be nowhere near as excited now if I came across a hidden song the same way as I would when I was a kid. So really, it's like a novel experience when you're a child is much more novel than that of like an adult. So when do you ever get excited to the same degree of fucking anything you do that you think your nostalgia outweighs like their nostalgia they're gonna feel when like 20 years down the road, where they just love the shit that they grew up with? I think it's just we get attached to whatever it is that we grew up with that we think is cooler.
You're saying basically like the children right now are going to be like, remember that time that I downloaded illegally when mom went, you know.
Remember that time my dad talked about Napster while I was
plausible.
illegally downloading something off of Pirate Bay?
Right.
That's plausible. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, I would rather be in the driver's seat of giving those experiences. Like,
I told my girlfriend, I am going whatever music stylization my daughter picks. I am going to work within that to branch it out to something else, and whatever I branch it out to, it's going to have fucking hidden tracks, without a doubt. Oh, you like ska? You like punk? You like rock? You like country? I will find you a fucking hidden track. Something you don't even know about, and that whenever you figure it out, it'll be fucking 7 months too late, and it'll be over for you. That's what I'm going to try to do for her. Because if she's not smart enough to pick it out on her own, she didn't deserve it in the first place. It's got to come hand in hand. She's missing out, and she kind of has to earn it.
Yeah, well, everything comes easier now. So it's harder to earn that shit.
I can't say that. I can't say that. I'm not going to be one of those drivers that says, the kids these days, they have it easy, they have it this.
No, I think the information comes easier.
It all comes easy. It comes very easy.
It's very much overlooked and understated.
And
like
it's
they all think it's just
natural,
uninteresting.
Right.
It's like
it's normal.
There's not more to what meets the eye, and there's no reason to even look in case it might be more than meets the eye.
That's part of the main reason that I have about when I grew up was like having to find that, digging deeper, and like having to like take my learner's permit to IDES or you know, just like send for stuff through the mail, you know, catalogs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we were
paper, using actual written instructions on things.
Yeah, actually,
to mail out for it and wait that
kids
fucking 6 weeks to get it back.
Kids don't enter online contests now where you make a haiku, you know, type it in and send it away.
Right, but that shit still exists, though. That's
but you
the
know
thing.
what they will do?
If they were looking for that,
fuck you post, so that they possibly get into a random drawing that they don't even know if it's rigged or not.
Heaven forbid if they know if they can copy and paste. If they do, then they're just doing that to whatever, you know, whatever tickles their fancy. So they're missing out on some things that we had.
Yeah. Yeah, but plenty of the things that we all had were temporary. They were all temporary. Napster didn't last very long. And fucking Kazaa sucked ass. And then I started using Audio Galaxy, and that fucking sucked too.
LimeWire
and it wasn't
that great
LimeWire was crap. And it wasn't until, and I still use, but it wasn't until I found SoulSeek when I was like a junior in high school that I was really able to like stump myself. Where it's like, wow, I could find nearly everything I'm looking for, and with a lot of time, I can actually find shit I couldn't find right away. Like I found like some weird ass 7-inch that my friend was like, "Dude, I've been looking for that for years," and I found it, and it's really not that good, but I'm glad you found it.
Right, yeah,
you know?
Exactly. It was worth the trek. It wasn't really worth it being the prize.
Right, but the hunt is often more fun than the kill itself.
Right,
so it's the same thing.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
There's
looking for backyard skate spots in, you know, like abandoned pools or like fall time pools. They drained it all and it's still clean enough that you can jump the fence and skate it with a big blanket. Yep. Like that's half the thrill. Half the thrill is getting away with it, not how great the skate spot is.
Exactly. Back in like 2000 or the mid 90s, rape was really easy.
You mean Rapé? Hafe, or whatever.
Hey, didn't we already discuss this? Rape jokes are rarely funny, and you kind of need a...
I said rarely, not never.
All right,
if a clown gets fucked against his will, it's always funny.
Right, but... Hah-pey.
Hah-pey. Do you have to go like this? Hah-pey.
Oh, me first?
Yeah, so it's in the corner there. So I don't know if you want to try to blow it into... I don't know how much to put in there. You want to blow it into your own
We don't need to blow this all over. I don't want to like take you to the hospital at all, but if I do, I want it to be after like some crazy entertaining shit.
What you? Oh, gee. How much does it burn? We need your face.
Burns a lot. A lot. Oh, sweet motherfucker, burns a lot. You guys have fun with that?
I could do this whole vial. That's what he said when you went in.
I deserve to be kicked in the teeth for saying that. Oh my god.
No,
there's nothing pleasant about that.
Now I don't want to do it at all.
All right. Maybe it was too much. Was it too much?
Dan,
is that the problem?
Just do like a tiny little...
All right.
Just drop it on top of the box.
Look, whatever you gave me, do like a tenth of that. You need to definitely taste test this shit out.
How much did that vial cost? Or was it a donation?
No, it did cost. I think it was like $20 or something. I don't remember offhand. mean, I can look
what
it
does
up.
it smell like or taste like?
It has a perfume scent to it.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does. Very floral.
You just dumped it
I
all
just
over
dumped
your
it
lap.
all over myself.
Well, they're good.
Alright, so at some point it stopped recording, so who knows what the fuck we recorded or didn't.
Why?
Tell me,
Why
I
did
don't
it-
know. I don't know what happened.
Can I bother you for a glass of water?
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh if this kicks in after like 7 hours. You just be laying in bed tonight, and it'll be like, I must feed the wolf.
I'd kill for that right now. John,
Yesterday was a full moon, right?
that's stupid. It was so stupid.
Yesterday was a full moon, right?
I don't know.
No better, much worse.
So hot right now.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what the hell happened that it stopped recording. I thought I had started it, and I don't remember touching it to stop it, so I don't know what we missed or what we didn't.
You got a tissue?
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, bring me out a beer. So you really don't feel any buzz?
I feel very tingly right now, but I also think I'm going to throw up.
That's not good.
I really think I'm going to throw up.
What did I miss?
He's puking.
Ugh.
Don't swallow the water before it hurts.
Oh. Woo. Sorry about that.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who's that?
He reminds me of if Glenn and Volpe fucked and made a baby.
I don't think I know Volpe.
From
Edible.
Alright. So do you know Glenn?
Glenn Eisenberg. Him and Kevin are old friends.
Yeah.
So
Kevin.
I'm sure they probably had a baby.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah, I think all of
Wonder
this
which one butt first.
all of this recording is total garbage so far. The fun little experiment in humility, I guess. poor planning, bad ideas, all in the name of comedy. I'm an asshole apparently.
Maturity over here.
Right, Mr. Maturity.
I got to wait and
sit back
see
and
what's going on here.
sit off mic the whole time.
I am sweating like a pig.
I would venture a guess to say that you will feel better tomorrow. But I also am sorry that it was much more difficult for you than myself.
I'm just something. Not sure why.
So where's that lighter? The pink.
He has the pink, you have the red.
Yeah,
Red's
mine's probably...
Alright.
There we go.
Isn't it the line above the E on Hah-pey?
Yeah?
Isn't it,
Stand for nausea?
umlaut? Or is it German?
Mm.
Is it umlaut German?
Umlaut, right? Oh man.
Where'd you get that?
Oh, a while ago, it's it's fucking stale as shit. I mean, it's a decent cigar. Decent brand. I thought paid more than $4 or $5 for it, but...
What, 7 years ago? Jeez.
No, just this past year, but yeah, I mean, like, I shouldn't have had it in this wooden box for so long. It should have stayed in my humidor, and it's all dried out and shit now, so it tastes pretty bad, if you want to try it. Tastes terrible. You want to try it?
I did that twice.
I got this piece of shit in my mouth. Would you like to suck on it?
Yeah, do you remember that? It tastes like, try some. Oh, this beef jerky tastes terrible. Try it. Oh, okay. Wow, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't taste like any. That's
the worst beef jerky I've ever had.
This is the worst beef jerky ever.
Ever had? Try it.
And the bag of beef jerky itself said, tastes like, try some. Those were the words that were in a yellow circle, and those were the only words within that circle. It looked like a sticker on the bag. It was like discount Aldi beef jerky or something. It was this
jerky.
Beef jerky.
Is underwear jerky. Boxer beef jerky.
Is that like the name for like the guy who can give you the fastest hand job? Beef jerky.
It is. That's a good. There's a joke in there. Somewhere.
Officer Beef Jerky.
And now it smells terrible. It smells like old things I found in the basement.
Do you want some of this? In the brown amber jar. A couple mouthfuls of
What is it?
honey aya.
Honey iota?
Honey based ayahuasca.
I don't think I want anything from you from now on.
Success.
Yes.
Man, you give this to kids. Don't ever do drugs in your life.
Right. Yeah, I mean, should I like really like corner the market of scaring kids off of drugs, or like, hey man?
No, you just talk to the parents and be like, so you're having a problem with this?
All right.
I'm going to be the cool guy, you know, at the party.
I got it. Don't you worry. I got this little fucker. Well, I want him to OD or anything.
No, they're just going to puke and
It's
have
just
a really
ash.
bad time.
It's just like tree
They're
ash and
never
tobacco.
gonna wanna put anything in their nose again.
Yep. I don't know. I mean, I definitely feel different, but I also took like a third of in each nostril than this guy did.
You feel throw uppy?
A little.
No, that's throw a hoppy.
Hey, the other one that I could have got that I refused to try is called Sananga. and it's like from a bark or a root or a vine or something crazy, and they drip it in your eye, and you get like night vision, and your eyes get better, you can see everything better, but it feels like lightning bolts through your brain, like from what I've heard. Like it sounds like the worst thing ever, but it, like you actually, like it heals you, but it's terrifying and ridiculously painful. So this was kind of like me getting my feet wet into those sorts of ideas. Yeah, or this is probably like candy canes compared to the sananga or the combo. That's the other one. That's the frog poison. Wild Boys?
That they did after Jackass.
Yeah.
Bam and Steve-O, I think. Makes me think of that time that they like put their hands in a ceremonial ant thing that, like, you know, the ant bites.
The bullet ants, yeah. Yeah,
that's exactly what this makes me think of.
That's an ordeal medicine also. They do that intentionally, like, with those cultures to, like...
Or they're stupid, that's what they are. They're stupid.
Yes, he said because they're stupid, so... Off camera.
Alright, I think I can join the rest of you now.
Alright.
Without fear of vomiting all over the place.
You still have vomit over there, so try not to step in it.
Dan's like, let me go get the hose. I took 2 hits of this. This is bullshit. Let me get 2 more off of you. Okay. Immediately you put it in your mouth and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yep. 19 hours of this?
Yeah. Oh. Feel my back, man. Feel my back.
Yeah, you're soaked.
I'm just... that was not fun. It was not fun. It was not fun.
Yeah, I don't think it was supposed to be. But...
I thought it was.
I don't know. I think maybe that's...
Wait a second. You never explained. Why do these people do this?
I really didn't, did I? I never did really. And we did get 25 minutes. At some point after 25 minutes, it stopped recording. So at least now I know there's a 25-minute limit on the recording. But maybe I should have backed down the video quality to get a longer length clip at a time.
Kids came over to look at me.
We'll be cutting and pasting this.
Somebody actually ride one of those.
Oh yeah, they got the hoverboard that doesn't hover. It's just like a.
That's not a hoverboard. That's a.
It's like a mini Segway.
It's a unicycle.
That's a handless Segway.
It's a dual unicycle, not a bicycle.
I would also venture to say that you two are far enough away from the mic that we're not getting anything, but we don't care.
How can that mic not reach me here?
Because we got that fucking AC unit.
I've been here on a microphone in the studio, and he's told me, you're way too close, brother.
Well, I would say in the studio they probably have some preamps and some fucking mixers.
Maybe with background noise. Maybe
Am I going to go home and chop up my girlfriend?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to.
It's not what the other primitives have done while doing insane
we're not talking about them. We're talking about you. You're not supposed to, right? Oh, you didn't already have the thought before.
Yeah, it's like the stalest cigar ever. There's a cat in the yard over there. It's hanging out on there.
I normally would.
All right.
If you've been planning it, this probably won't stop it. Let's just look at it that way.
What do you think? Dropper full of smoky honey liquid. It's not anywhere near the level. Like, it tastes bad. It tastes bad, but it's not like lava death under your tongue.
What does it do? Whoa, slow down. What does it do, cowboy? Before he starts puking again.
It's not going to do it.
What does it do?
What's it supposed to do?
It's supposed to, like, connect you to some weird spiritual stuff.
Yeah, sure, give me that shit.
All right.
Supposed to let it sit under your tongue?
Yeah, I usually do. Tastes bad, right?
I don't know, it's not on the top yet.
Oh, okay. Well, it will.
It's not where the buds are. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can smell it coming out of my mouth. It's horrible.
Oh, what does this do? But you've had it before, obviously.
Right.
So there's only half a vial left. So
it's very subtle.
Last night was fun, huh?
It's subtle. It's kind of like the herb mixture I make. It's like barely noticeable effect, but
very woodsy flavor.
Yeah, it's like smoky and like a lot of honey.
Haha, you just down $8 worth of patchouli.
Yeah, who knows? The guy I got it from, like, his shop shut down after that, and like he hasn't come back online, so I can't order more. Like, gray market medicinal, like Native American.
Gray market. What's gray market? Like, not quite as bad as black market. Just
Right.
weird.
Yeah, like gray area, kind of like the.
Not legal, or not illegal, but not really
Regular.
regulated or.
Yeah, right there. Not regulated at all.
But not illegal either.
Yeah.
I think that was its own experience in itself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to put it on the top of my tongue yet, as he said.
I guess because I was smoking a cigar, it was barely noticeable for me, but
Kind of
the
tastes
flavor.
like
I mean, it's definitely got a lot of honey in it.
tastes like hickory smoke flavoring. And
Yeah.
That liquid smoke stuff that they have at the restaurants.
Kind of one of those things that makes me think, like,
Yeah, like maybe some guy from Cusco just like, it's in Peru, fucking poured some liquid smoke in with some honey and just sold it to me for like.
Or the exact opposite. He took his time and his care, and like that's his business.
That's just
and
how
his
it
job
tastes.
in Peru.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to sell that much a month
Right.
to do it, and he does it the right way, and it actually does work for some purpose.
I mean, I've tapped into some weird area, like when
I think it would probably taste really good on like home style thick cut potato chips.
ew, no.
ayahuasca potato
No,
chips.
you just put it on the charcoal underneath. You don't
Oh,
actually put it on top.
Kind of like using it as a smoker mixer.
Yeah.
Nice molasses, honey.
Yeah,
Smoke.
molasses like taste too.
Really twist out your family. Dinner's made! Have some chicken! You're all gonna be eating a fucking cat in like an hour. Whoa, man.
Welcome to Thailand.
I'm glad these mics, aren't apparently, the best and all this is trivial because, man, I did some speedballs one time that made me do that.
Same thing. Same type of feeling.
Throw up.
Puke immediately.
Whew. There's almost been nothing else I've ever, done that gave me such a rash effect.
Instant reaction.
Immediate physical rejection of.
Right? Thanks for those potato fries. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so what would it have been like if that wasn't in there?
Maybe that was the deal, though. Like the Christian chicken fries, waffle fries.
Yeah.
I got
reacting with the native Peruvian.
Yeah, it's the two philosophies could not combine, and they had to leave. It's like the
something had to go, and I wasn't puking out my nose.
The underground Southern Christian gay agenda thing.
Really has a reaction property to it. When
right.
Maybe
that's what those gay guys at Chick-fil-A are sneaking in the job. Why they have the job. Why they're sneaking in there.
Right.
To put that in there.
They vomited out the evil every shift.
Yeah, this is total trash can material right now. But I'm glad I hoodwinked some friends to come on some weird-ass adventure with me.
Hey,
it was an adventure.
It's just going to get a better story as it goes along.
Yeah.
We'll
even if we delete this...
7 years from now, there's going to be blood in that,
Right. The next time I
maybe that's what
blow
it is. It's a stomach check.
tobacco and tree ash into your nostrils one at a time.
That's the thing too, I had a very multiple amounts of years that I was very heavy on nasal snuff.
Yeah.
And I liked it. And this is, I used to get it from Tobacco Village, raspberry menthol. And I was and it cleared out your sinuses and give you that little nicotine kick.
I used it to quit cigarettes one time.
Oh, yeah, it's brewing.
It's
brewing. Slow going for me. It feels like it's going to come up, though, for sure. Who knows?
Smith snuff.
Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of different recipes.
Broil.
I don't remember. It came in that circular little can that had like the twist opening.
Red and white.
Yeah,
Packaging and then a silver top.
I remember Snooze.
Snus?
I still got
Snus.
that.
Snus? I get coupons for that shit.
Camel
all the
makes
time.
that, right?
Yeah.
It's actually pronounced snooze.
Oh, okay.
In Denmark or
Right.
Norway or whatever the heck they started it out at. But yeah, those guys swear by it. And if you look at their records of people with any type of cancer over there that use it regularly, instead of smoking cigarettes or whatever, it's like way lower. But they do have it. They do have an equal, if not a little bit higher. I think it's pancreatic cancer.
Oh wow!
Because they swallow it.
Right.
And I guess that's where it collects.
It's crazy. Pancreas. Yeah, I don't even know what the pancreas does. Same with the gallbladder. I barely know what the gallbladder does.
Pancreas.
It pancreates.
Right.
It helps with
helps
insulin.
with pancakes.
Insulin production.
Creates like pans.
No, insulin production.
Pancakes.
Pancake.
Pancake
creation.
Pancake creation.
Insulin production. So like some diabetics will have pancreatic problems.
Yeah.
They gotta lay off the damn hamburgers.
Your
duodenum?
Duodenum?
That's like between like the end, like it's one of the folds of your like intestine, right? And it's right next to the pancreas.
We're gonna have a pickup game of gallbladder. You guys interested?
Feel a little bit lightheaded.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
It could have been from all the vomiting.
Could have been.
Hey, you want to?
Well, that's pretty normal with like that's normal with a peyote ceremony too, because you'll eat like 15 peyote buttons, and they'll be whacking a freaking drum, and you're in like this big tent, and they're constantly like they're the people involved in making the peyote ceremony. They all have a job, and they all gotta fucking keep their job up the whole time, but they're burning like wood, and they're burning sage, and they're like it's all like regimented and organized that.
Okay, but
real, and then the guy's like banging the drum.
How much
like
of that is they want to make you feel and see and experience and hear and
it's the concentration that like it taps you into it like a complete like it's all.
If you were to just take peyote and be by yourself out in the middle of the woods, it may be a completely different experience.
Right. Yeah, and the ceremonies almost always are involved with like some music, and there's so much like discipline involved in any of it. That it's supposed to bring up all those things that you doubt and fear and don't believe in, and like it really makes you recognize who you are in those moments, because it all irons out at the end 15 hours later when you've been up for 3 days or something, and you're creating the sunset and sunrise. Or,
you're wondering why.
I definitely feel warm. My feet are sweating pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Once again, I mean, you took the whole elbow of the straw. I took like the
that was
tip.
one of the situations where like when you blew the second dose into my nose, it was an immediate gagger. It was immediate. It went through. It went right down the back, and it went into my lungs. And
Too much, yeah.
Yeah, I was like that, and like you said, it was definitely a different thing than just snorting something.
Yeah.
Getting it blown up there.
And even the little bit that you blew into my other, like, it was different, but I think just because I was taking such a small, like, I was not, I'm always real hesitant and cautious and getting my feet wet little bits at a time. I know this guy isn't, so I wouldn't even bother.
I feel mellow.
Yeah.
I feel mellow. Like, it's one of those things, like, I feel like I really need to, like, some pot to, like, level myself out.
Yeah.
But, like, and that was probably just from the reaction beforehand. No, I just feel kind of like, meh.
Baseline all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right. Everything's good. The burning sensation of vomiting is done.
It's all done. Yeah. This cigar definitely tastes fucking awful. Like this is the worst cigar I've had, and I bought like just the 50-cent little mini cigars in a box that's not in the humidor recently that were far better than this.
It's like bar cigars.
Right.
Does he have his own cigar now?
Who, me?
50 cent.
Oh. No, actually, they were 48 cents. Sorry to be...
He gives his 2 cents?
No, we didn't give him his 2 cents. I think that's why.
He's missing out on it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's my shorty.
So how often do you get, like, deja vu? Ever? Do you ever get it?
Yes, I do.
Regularly?
I'd say probably twice a month.
Does it ever line up to anything important?
Yeah.
Is there, like, precognition with it's like where...
I think it has...
you remember two or three things and then...
I think it has more... Well, you're talking synchronicity then. I'm talking, like, more of... If you're saying deja vu is you don't know for certain that you've been there, experienced, felt that, somebody said that in your presence or whatever. And that's more deja vu because you can't really place it. But synchronicity is more along the lines of 3 or more things line up all the same, that have the same idea to them or thought, pattern or whatever.
Yeah, I think when I was probably 19 or so, when I was smoking way too much weed regularly, I would get these like weird, elaborate deja vus where it would be like 3 set occurrences that all lined up to a memory. When the third one hit, the recognition came about, and it was like, oh wow, I remember this. But then the 2 more things that were to come that I remembered happening in that temporal zone never happened. So it was like half synchronicity because 3 things lined up that felt like I remembered them previously, but they weren't.
So the situation lining up to the deja vu felt very familiar.
Yes, but the 2 things that came in the like dream recognition of the like, because it was always like a recognition, these 3 things I definitely remembered. The next 2 things that I remembered were going to happen didn't happen. So there was usually 5 things involved.
I never involved.
But only the first half were actually happened, and...
In my definition of either of those, I don't involve dreams. I'm not talking about dreams. I'm talking daylight, awake hours.
Yeah.
You're not like completely wasted out of your skull and like something familiar happened that you remembered happened before or felt that exact.
To me, it always felt like it was a dream where I had the memory from. But I don't remember, you know what I mean?
You don't remember the dream.
That's where the recall came. Like, I always assumed it came from a dream.
You're talking to 2 people that don't remember their dreams very rarely.
Right.
So, for us to have a deja vu moment,
it's that.
If we remember 5 vivid dreams a year, we're very lucky.
Right.
So, if we were to have a deja vu moment there, it was probably just because we were half lucid when it happened, and it reminded us of something in a waking hour.
And that's where the main deja vu thing is just you're tapping into a memory based on like surroundings.
Right.
I also
like just the feeling of that connecting to something else. Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is something like just what happened 5 years ago.
Right, but it's more of the
feeling than a logical.
Yeah, it really is just feeling based, I think. But the feeling for me was almost always like there were 3 occurrences within a moment span that felt like, yes, I definitely remember this happening, and I also remember these other 2 things happening next after the recognition, and those 2 things never happened.
Well, that's
weird.
That's just deja vu.
Yeah.
That isn't synchronicity.
Right.
Synchronicity is, like, song comes on the radio at the same time, like,
that you think about the song.
It has your dad's name in it.
Right, and then your dad calls you.
And then, either dad calls you or, like, some other thing that is dad related happens right after that. That's really just odd.
Yeah, and Carl Jung he used the term like meaningful coincidence. I don't think it got latched onto the synchronicity yet at that point, but he referred to them as meaningful coincidences, which is like the positive end of the spectrum for the paranoid delusions, where it's like, if you're on the negative end of
you're not paranoid, you just see something that is familiar.
Right.
Just because
you don't really.
you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not following you.
You don't.
Right.
You don't ask to link it, or you don't wonder why it happened.
Yeah.
You just notice that it happened, and you can jot it down in your head.
Yeah, and I feel like paranoia is almost like pattern recognition that disregards the distinction between causality and like cause and effect, or like correlation and cause and effect.
Well,
so it's like,
if
just because those things line up doesn't mean that will always occur,
Right.
you know. And that's where like some emotional awareness can kind of lead you into assuming the bad thing's gonna happen, because you're like, oh well, this happened every other time.
Yeah. I mean, that's like conditioning, you know.
Right.
Well, it's more or less. If you put a negativity on everything that connects, or you look for the negative all the time, that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not the occurrence or the
Right.
thought pattern, but if you're constantly looking for the number 666, and you relate 666 to the devil, and you know, it's like, if it's detrimental to you and it's a negative thought,
Right. You'll make it fit.
That's the problem, not the number,
Right.
not the patterns of numbers that you see.
I mean, just like somebody having a panic attack because they see a black cat cross their path.
Right.
Right.
Just because they had it all the other times,
Right.
but now
they put that negative
their
stigma on the
conditioning
situation.
is so
Right.
strong that they can't reframe their emotions
What if the
as
cat?
they arise.
What if the cat was dark gray and they're just, you know?
Right. It still triggers the same effect.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you
Nobody
think?
wants to see that.
No.
I don't know what to tell you on this one, Dad. I think
This was a crazy experiment that all went awry. Vomiting in my yard. I'm glad you could be here
Did you notice
for
that the spice of the conversation went up whenever we did that? The honey?
yeah, because I was done throwing up at that.
Mahogany rush.
Liquid smoke honey
Yeah,
mixture.
I can't deny it. I feel like I'm on something. I feel like I'm on like a sedative of some form. Like I feel
Mellowed you out.
Yeah, it's,
I'm sure it probably tapped into the cigarette we smoked on the way here
sure
that I rolled, and
fucking
it just
did something, but like nothing. Half of it was not pleasant.
right.
Next-
and we gotta stop
next on
judging
the
every
journey-
experience.
Right, next
If you put this bug
To
in
get
your
the
eye
best
and
out
let
of
it
it.
bite you,
Yeah.
you will fucking trip balls.
Next-
but it's gonna hurt like a fucker.
Next stop on the journey, we're going to go rolling ragweed
Right. And the worst part is,
and
though,
play Red Rover
if
with
the bug's
the
a
Trump
male,
supporters.
Yeah, if the bug's a male, you won't feel anything. If the female, you'll feel everything. Well, I don't know if I want to take this chance again. But, you know, I did 2 of them, so I can't say much to that.
Right.
I'm not a smart person.
What kind of cars can you drive?
A blue Ford Focus that's newer than mine.
Never mind, it's your neighbor.
Yeah.
You know what I heard that all these Trump supporters, they're not even registered voters. They're just like doing it because it's the hip new
I don't
cool
think
thing
anybody
to be
around
hating for.
They're not calling off work.
Well,
or
I mean,
getting
you
out of bed.
go, like, the place to vote is just in that fire hall over there. So I
And
walk.
They're not doing it. They're not doing it.
Well, I didn't see anybody there.
You know
It
what,
was
though?
pretty dead.
You know what though? They might.
But they do it all day.
But listen,
I mean, there's a big window of opportunity to vote.
they might make it a big party. Oh, your Trump sign's bigger than my Trump sign.
I don't know. Politics,
you
man.
don't know?
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's totally weird.
It's really
right?
not. It's really not all that weird.
Well, it's like magicians
I just
who don't own up to the fact that they're faking it.
Here's the thing that I can't figure out. Okay, you have these magnanimous people, these like superstars. You know, why isn't one of them like have enough conviction and ego and whatever to run?
Like,
why didn't Paul Newman run back? Blah blah blah. Why doesn't Sean Penn run?
Why isn't Gwyneth Paltrow out there on the podium?
Well, because the DNC isn't vetting them. I mean, I would think that's why Bernie got railroaded to begin with, because he wasn't fully vetted by the DNC.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you run independent and make all the kids vote for you?
Nobody listens to that. It doesn't get mainstream
Because
media.
the
It doesn't
same
get pushed out there.
amount
The word
of
doesn't fly.
yeah, the same little like lack of faith.
Look, $20 million on the independent ticket doesn't buy you shit. $5 million on the DNC does.
Yeah.
It's that kind of, you know,
You're right.
shift.
Yeah, but
That's the problem.
You're right, but you
I
would
think it's
those
possible.
guys that are so damn rich, they make $5 million a
Look,
film.
if
they
Brad
don't want
Pitt-
involved
no,
because they
if
know
Brad
it's
Pitt-
they're not going to get anything
could.
done.
One of them would.
Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, John Travolta, some
Yeah.
big name like that steps up and goes, I'm running for president. Somebody will look at that and go, that's a market.
Yeah.
I can make money off of that.
But
we can publicize
unfortunately-
it. We can get out there. If enough people hear about
But
it,
that's
they'll
what
fucking
Donald
vote for
Trump's
Kermit the
doing.
Frog.
That's what Donald Trump's doing because he's a reality
Exactly.
TV star,
Enough people heard about it.
and he's
Fucking put Kermit the Frog on
he's
the
a
same podium and give him
divisive-
enough money behind it. You're right. You
he's
know,
a divisive
somebody
character.
would go,
I can't
"That's a good
I can't
person."
believe one of them didn't do it. I'm just
It's
saying.
not their time yet. It's not their time yet.
Well, what's
When's
his?
going to be their time when we're not here
Who
anymore?
wants to go up against Donald
Hey.
Trump?
Come on now,
Anybody.
there's an